So this would be day one. Oh no, well, not day one. This is day 38 of the mental cleanse, the soul search, my personal soul search. Who am I? What am I? Let's see, I guess if it's the first vlog, we would have to start from not so much the beginning. The inspiration of where we were in life when we decided to do this. So brief histories, just so we know where we are. Grew up in a religion, born to one. But I will definitely say that I have been faithless for 29 years. I consider myself spiritual in the sense of I've always believed in a God and a higher power. But at the same time, I've always believed in, with the same enthusiasm, that, just as much as God is real, so are mermaids and fairies, Every story is real in its own way because it had to start from somewhere. So, in a way, I guess that contributed to me not wanting to have a distinct denominational religion. I felt in the religion I was born to, nothing at all is wrong with it. There are things wrong with religions, but there are just as many things right with them. There's a place and need for them. I do believe, personal belief, but I personally don't feel they're for me in the sense of a denomination. So I don't consider myself a Christian. I don't consider myself a Muslim. I don't consider myself a Buddhist. I don't consider myself a Wiccan. I consider myself a child of Earth. Can call that what you want. I'm not classifying myself as a starseed, as an indigo, as in anything other than I am me. But what disturbed me was that who am I? I'm one person to my parents. I'm one person to my friends. I'm somebody else to whatever lover, you're with. So who is the true you? Or are you all of these at the same time? So these are kind of the questions that, I've always asked myself growing up, like things you question in religion that, you don't get satisfactory answers to. You should keep digging. I do encourage that. Keep digging to find what you believe in. Now, that being said, my digging consists of just interest and, okay, I'm going to look into that eventually, but circumstances surrounding life put me in more of a survival mode and spirituality on the back burner. So I guess when it comes to terms like a worldly person, I do feel from 21 until of late that I wasn't alive. I was simply existing and killing myself, trying to, I don't know what, because I surely wasn't living. Oh my. Sorry about that. Surely wasn't living. No, not at all. I was existing, I wake up, I go to work, you have your social interactions, you come home, you do some things you like, but are you alive, By no means was my 21 till now easy, but I say, not that, I'm coming on here to complain about my life, that, oh, I suffered so much. No, not at all. Everyone has their trials and tribulations, and everyone takes them on in their own way. So by no means am I here to toot a horn of, oh, I've overcome so much, but I've overcome what I've had to survive in my own head. And, that's something you can never tell a person. You can't measure that for a person, the battle in your head and what that can do to you. As I said, I left home at 21, not a very young age, but I walked into adulthood very, very naive, not knowing anything. just bumbling through. So I got very conditioned to the worldly ways quickly. And in that time, as I said, did not find the time to seek spirituality. I, on my time out here, came across many various religions, from Muslim to Christians to Baptists, plenty of the religions. And people would always, give you their view on what they believe in, and I never mind. I love learning and knowing, different things, but it all never, I guess you could say, would resonate with me. I'm very much, it has to feel right to me for me to kind of want to go along with it. So that being said, long story short, there will probably be more detailed vlogs once I figure out this whole vlog thing. Today I kind of just want to clear my mind, I guess, and how spirituality kind of just found me at this point, being faithless. As I said, I've not led the hardest life. I'm very blessed with the things that I have. And even when my life was kicking my ass, somehow I always managed to make it through. So after a while you do have to question that. Like, I am blessed, but like, where is this blessings coming from? What makes us blessed, and what does that mean? Does a person with no denomination, can they claim that they're blessed? If you don't believe in miracles, do they happen? Ergo type of situations, But I feel in my life I've been given many circumstances and situations where I shouldn't have been questioned. But as I said, I didn't look up long enough from the daily survival mode to notice little miracles. I'm a very isolated person in the sense of I socialize, but in a very internal way. I don't like being vulnerable. I don't like people to know what kind of super goes on in my head. I always feel very, oh, they'll think I'm weird. Oh, they're gonna think what did she just say? Like, she believes that about a God or something. She thinks she's God. No, not at all. But yes, I do. Not that I'm a god and I have powers or anything like that. No, just the simple fact that we are all a piece of God. We are loving creatures. We are a part of this earth. We share, the same microscopic makeup as the stars. It's just a scientific fact. So we are a part of this universe. And on this 30-day path, the universe has shown itself. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to stay and watch this video. People probably clicked off already, and it doesn't really matter. But for those that are here, it's because I'm pretty sure you've seen the universe exert itself in your life more than once. I'm sure anyone who's been here, the universe has exerted itself. We don't look up often enough to see it. But anyway, long story short, I guess we'll come to the 30-day journey that I took. And I guess I'll put a little timestamp. That 30-day journey starts at the 8-minute mark. Okay. So I was a workaholic. Actually, any of my friends who know me, since 2000, I don't know what, since the age of 21, have had 2 to 3 jobs. Working 7 to 10 or all the 24 hours, etc. Again, I'm sure plenty of people do that. So again, it's not a toot my own horn type of a thing, but it's an exhausting life. I live in California and I've seen a beach 4 or 5 times. That's sad, and I wasn't happy. And that started to show itself physically, to the point, like literally physically, like it physically would manifest itself into my life because I wasn't happy. I want people to think I'm happy. We all do our things, like post on IG, we're happy. But what is happy if you aren't living? You aren't happy. You're just existing. So I haven't been happy for years. I don't probably know what happy is. I have happy moments, We all have those happy-ish moments, but staying in a mental place of happy is a daily practice for me. And then I realized maybe it just is a daily practice. Maybe it's something you do have to physically work at. I would show other people, happy Becky, but internal Becky was not happy. She was tired. She's very tired. She was angry. She's closed off. She felt unloved. She felt unworthy. She felt abandoned, And again, that's another video on abandonment issues and all of that. I'm not trying to get into all of that right now. But long story short, these things, not being happy, started to physically manifest themselves to the point of I was physically sick on a daily basis. Can't keep food down, losing weight, gaining weight. Like, it's always a weight problem. Like, I would either get very big, heavy bouts of depression and overeat to the point of I was 1 to 200 pounds, and then, you get these good surges of energy, where I got addicted to working out. So now I'm not 200 pounds, but even in between those, I realized I just kept finding different addictions, still not happiness, so it would be, okay, I'm addicted to food this year. Okay, next year I'm addicted to working out. Okay, that got boring. So then I became an alcoholic. A very low-key one, not like one that even would know, but one that, I'm sure if my close friends, and if they see this, would be very worried of to the extent or the amount that I would drink. I don't. I'm not embarrassed by it at this point because that's who I was. That's who I was at the time, even if that was just a couple of months ago, where I could drink probably 2 large bottles of vodka by myself, on a nightly basis. I smoked cigarettes, and, not a pack a day kind of a person, but enough to know it's just not, it's not good for you. It's not healthy. And it would just come from a place where I would just want this mental relief. That's what I came to realize. Like, I'm only drinking just to kind of escape myself. Everything was escape myself, food, escape. Oh, well, I'm happy while I'm eating. And I still love my food. But it wasn't a happy place. It was just, it resulted in obesity. So overindulgence isn't, an answer to help happiness, and telling ourselves, oh, I can do whatever I want, eat whatever I want. That isn't happiness either. So I came to realize that. So then here I am, 29, in a work environment that, again, another work environment, multiple work environments that aren't fulfilling, you just wonder. I just want to do one thing for me. I just wonder what makes me happy, and I really didn't know. So, long story short, 13 minutes later, I quit my job on the 4th of July, Independence Day. Woo, I woke up one morning like I feel dead. I feel like I'm dead now, and I don't want that anymore. So I'm going to, from this day on, decide to live. But I need to learn how to do that. How do you learn how to do that? So I killed old me. Old me wasn't going back to work anymore until she figured out who she was. So I quit all 4 jobs. With no plan, mind you. This was a leap of faith. So that, again, a new profound thing for me to try. Faith. What is faith? Maybe that's the problem. I don't have faith in anything. The only thing I know to have faith in is my work. I can work and survive. I have faith in that. I have faith in that because it's shown me the results of 8-9 years of that worked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No. This year felt like no matter how much I worked, they were going to keep breaking. Like you can only do so much before you break as a person. So, yeah. long year. It's been a long year, and then we're only halfway through it. And again, those would be so many other videos, or just I'll just write a book about, all of that. But what I'm basically here is because I do now have faith. I went on a 30-day self-search, and that consisted of letting go of toxic habits. So cold turkey, quitting smoking, of cigarettes. You know what I mean. But I am fasting on the other herb as well, because I wanted to find myself sober. So I stopped drinking, not like, oh, no alcohol in the house. I mean, just the dependent need of drinking. If my friend's birthday fell in between that, my fasting day. So of course I had a drink with her. That's not a problem, and that's another thing I think people should address. We get into these super rigid systems of, oh, I'm going to go on a cleanse and a fast, so I can't tell myself this, and too much. That's too much restraint. I wasn't doing this to look for restraint in myself. So this isn't a video of coming from that every day I'm going to tell people, get up, guys. We're going to do this regime, eat this, do that, don't touch this. No, it's not. It's not about that. It was just live your life. Can you do that? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to live without a crutch of any kind? What do you actually feel? So no substances taken in the body. I started researching diets, because I just didn't feel right. Again, it's just like you constantly feel dead inside. Like, I just wanted to shake this dead feeling. Why do I feel dead inside? So I stumbled across a lot of articles, a lot of YouTube videos, Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I am a Pinterest addict. And, everyone talks about the vegan and the clean eating and all of that. So I decided to give that a try because, it does seem logical. Clean eating fruits and vegetables, things that are alive, and so I did that, eating more fresh fruits, instead of, my McDonald's consumption, because I was a McDonald's addict too. Like, I love a Happy Meal, and I still miss Happy Meals. Yes, I want my toy. I want my toy. Give me my toy. But then that even says a lot about itself. I never want to lose the inner kid in me. Like, I like Beanie Babies, and that's okay. Like, I'm not ashamed of that. And I've always been a person, I've never been ashamed of who I am. So I'm shocked that it took me 29 years to just come out and be who I am, So yeah, we did the clean eating. We're doing the sober living. And, the first couple of days, of course, when you're quitting heavy substances like cigarettes and alcohol, were physically painful. I physically felt those things detox from my body, like from my pores to the shakes, and I did not have insurance because I quit all my jobs. So I pretty much have been going through rehab in my bedroom. And that's been okay, it's been beautiful, it's been ugly, it's been exhilarating. I get up every morning, or I've had to think about it for a while. I actually enjoyed sleeping in because I did not sleep for years. I feel like I just worked and napped. So I have been sleeping. Insomnia has come back around, but that's, again, another video, because insomnia decided to kick back up after, I guess the completion of the 30 days. Well, 35 days is what I actually committed to, because I read somewhere that it takes 35 days for your body to renew its cells, and then you're a new person. So I believe it was Ralph Smart. That's a very smart man. I love his energy. So I said, okay, 35 days. So from the 4th of July here, I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to super drink heavy. I'm going to only take in alive things for my body so that I feel good, so that I'm okay. And in 35 days, we'll see, how I feel. Who am I as a sober person? I want to get to know sober Becky. So it went great. It was a lot of detoxing, and I mean on a physical level, it was kind of ridiculous. The poison that you will see come out of your body from the things you eat. Um, Yeah, no, like very scary stuff. Like in the sense of just like, oh man, but exhilarating. Like with each day detox, each new tea or shake or something, just to see the bile leave your body, you're just like, wow, I was carrying all of this around, you know. Like so that part was crazy, but I started to feel better. Skin improved, hair starts growing, nails start growing, mood swings are like less minor. Things just bother me less, even though, as we speak, unemployed. Things are still happening, like money's still leaving. I still can't find a job as fast as I used to be able to, so it still seemed like I'm on this journey, but life is still happening. But I was at peace with myself, I was getting to know myself. Um, Kind of forgot where I was with that. Okay, but anyway, moving on. So yeah, clean eating, being vegan, felt great. I do recommend, a fast and a cleanse, and every now and then, just to rejuvenate yourself so you can feel good. I mean, it just did. That was just a fact. So then, a couple of days into the fast, and then, being unemployed, I get to catch up on some books, and read and investigate things, so faith eventually is going to come up when you're sitting, thinking to yourself at night, alone for a couple of nights, like, oh, what am I doing with my life? Is God real? So, of course, I had those moments. And as I said, I've always believed God is real. So it isn't hard for me to approach the concept, but like as I said, God is real, but all of the lore to me is just as real. So I'm not trying to attack anyone's personal beliefs. If you believe in Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Shiva, I don't even care if you're a Satan worshiper. If that's your thing, it's not cool if you like to hurt people. I don't really know a lot about Satanism, so I don't know if you guys like hurting people. I hope not. But if it's your prerogative, I've read things that it's not about that. So again, I'm not attacking anyone's spirituality at all. Please don't send me any bad vibes. No, but I took the spiritual approach of I want to understand the universe. And then I've just been doing research, on the body, spiritual healings, physical healings, where do some things overlap? Because, if you do your own research, a lot of things overlap, scientifically, physically, mentally, spiritually. And as I said, I don't think people have the time due to things like, having to live in the world, to research these things. So I did have to, I got a lot of research and I had the time, to do these things. And going on that research, diving deeper into it, I stumbled upon meditation. I never took that concept seriously. Not in that sense, I've always taken it seriously. Like, I do believe it worked. I always did believe it worked, but on my attempts of trying to do it, I was never successful. But now, since I was sober, instead of like being like, oh, I only wanted to meditate, like, oh, I'm stressed out, let me try meditating like those people do. It just came from, okay, like, no, let me just give this like a daily go for it until, I can crack this, and I did the whole looking up, like, how do you meditate? What do you do? I ask people, I ask Buddhists, I ask, Christians, how do you do it? How do you do it? And, everyone says kind of the same thing. They give you their way, but then they always say you kind of have to find what works for you. And so, I did guided meditations, group meditations, and I kind of sometimes would just sit on the floor by myself and just try to sit there and say, think nothing, think nothing, think nothing. That didn't really work out. I mean, I still felt those moments were good. Even if you're unsuccessful in meditation, you're still successful in meditation because you still are sitting there inner reflecting, even if it's in the form of talking to yourself. Sometimes that's the best advice. So yeah, I don't believe there was an unsuccessful meditation. However, there was one morning, I would say, I would say like the 6th day of my fast, where I was in a very emotionally volatile place for personal reasons. But I sat outside and literally just sat, and something happened, something clicked, and I was able to do it. So until you successfully meditate, that probably doesn't make sense. But I just want to say be patient with yourself, because it will happen for you. Where, yeah, I actually felt that peace. And I was like, just like a little kid, I was so excited. So it didn't last even long, because I got so excited that I did it, that I broke it, but I'm able to get myself back there now, and I understand it. But one revelation I had on my journey for meditation is something I don't think people realize, or I don't know if it was just me. I think I've held my breath for years, in the sense of I'm pretty sure I intake air enough to survive, and circulate red blood cells through my body, But meditation introduced the concept of conscious breathing. So when I actually started thinking of the concept, and then when I was just kind of sitting, doing anything, watching TV or reading a book on YouTube, I would think about something and be like, oh my God, I'm not even breathing right now. And it would scare me at how often during the day I'd be like, I don't breathe. What the hell? Like, I am dead. Like, I am the walking dead. I don't breathe. So these were like the things I'm walking around my house thinking about. Like, so that, made me want to look deeper into, just my subconscious patterns. Why do I have these subconscious patterns? Where did it all begin? Where did it all start? Why is it so hard for me to have faith in things? Why am I so resistant to these things? So let's just say that just turned into a rabbit hole, and I fell down the rabbit hole. Yeah, and I fell down the rabbit hole into a kundalini awakening. I'm gonna let you all do your own research on kundalini awakenings. Or I'll probably do another video on that, because it's new to me. I'm falling into this. I'm wrapping my head around it right now. I'm trying to figure it out. That's why this is just the first video of, I went on a self journey and discovered I did not know myself. I don't know who I am. But for once, I'm excited. I feel alive. Yesterday, I had a very low moment, but a very high moment at the same time, a eureka. I had a eureka moment where I did find my faith, and I solidified my faith yesterday. And something that won't make sense to anyone else, so we don't have to go into it, but it was a very profound faith moment, which will drive me, to further investigate my faith and build it stronger. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just the basis of it. I'm just here to say I have faith. I have faith in the universe. I have faith in myself. I have faith that things are okay, and I just want to put this out there for anyone who sees it. I don't really know if anyone will ever see it. I don't even care. But I just feel like I want to, give this piece back to the world. Try to get to know yourself. Go get your life. Like, don't let life live you. It's everything will be okay if you believe it will be. And I think that's all God has been trying to get me to see for 29 years. And I'm a Taurus. I'm very stubborn. So, I'm just like, well, you're going to have to prove it. Like, prove it. And, I got my proof. And as I said, it's a very fun journey I'm on now. Ascending. Again, I don't want anyone to be on some, oh my God, she's on some mumbo jumbo hoodoo voodoo. And if I am, that's fine. It's fun. As I said, I've always been the type to believe in all lores, Maybe I am a fairy. Maybe I am an angel. I'm going to have fun finding that out. Maybe I'm just a regular human, regular, regular. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever I find out, because I'm just happy to be alive, you know? Just need more gratitude in the world. You need to be thankful for yourself as well, you know? This whole adventure, you know, I won't say it was easy at all, but, you know, no life is easy. Like, everybody has their trials and tribulations, and you should thank yourself that you made it to the next day. That's an accomplishment. That's things some people aren't strong enough to do, you know, and I've been in those places where I've questioned my strength to be able to do it. So if you are in a place where you don't feel strong enough, or you don't have faith in life, or you don't see the point, you know, just remember you did it yesterday, and you can do it tomorrow. And what you decide to do tomorrow, you can pick that right now. Like I said, go get your life. Just try. Just try it. It isn't going to be easy, but it could be fun. Um, so, yeah, that's my first vlog. I found faith, and I'm finding me. Um, Tune in for next week's episode of Will She Ascend? Will she grow wings? Will she fly? Or will she just get committed? Who knows? But anyway, guess that's all I have to say.